I guess the truck series, for some reason, they like to piss each other off. Last weekend, we had a driver send another one to the hospital. Now it looks like we may have another driver costing another one a championship. What's up, everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop, recapping the NASCAR Crafts and Truck Series from the Martinsville Speedway. Now, let's get this out of the way. Christian Eckes dominated the race. He led all but 13 laps, one stage 1, one stage 2, to win at Martinsville for the fourth time in 2024, and most importantly, will advance to the championship with Grant Enfinger, Ty Majeski, and Corey Heim. However, that is not what we're going to be talking about. What we are going to be talking about is how Christian Eckes won this race. Let's fast forward to 5 laps ago because that's when things get crazy. Now, to set the scene, Taylor Gray, he pitted much later in the race. Tire wear didn't mean that much. I mean, Christian Eckes, he last pitted on lap 103, while Taylor Gray last pitted on lap 163, I believe. So Taylor Gray had a huge advantage on tires, and he was in second place to the outside. Christian Eckes was to the inside. 5 laps ago. Let's get into it because this was absolutely crazy. Heading into turns 1 and 2, Taylor Gray actually got a great launch in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and coming off the corner, he takes the lead. Bit of contact there, but then Christian Eckes goes into turns 3 and 4, doesn't hesitate, just moves Taylor Gray out of the way up the groove. Christian Eckes now regains the race lead, but now he's got Ben Rose right behind him. Ben Rose, he's not a playoff driver, doesn't care. He then gets into the back end of Christian Eckes, moves him out the way. Ben Rose gets side by side with Eckes. They get side by side down the back straightaway, but then Ben Rose has the advantage on the inside lane, drives into 3 and 4, and he takes the lead coming off of turn 4, now going into 3 to go. But Christian Eckes now, he wants to lead back. He wants to get payback back, drives into 1 and 2, bumps Eckes out the way. Eckes goes up. Here comes Christian Eckes back to the inside again, side by side. This time Eckes has the inside with the advantage, drives into 3 and 4, and goes way up the racetrack, just moves Ben Rose out of the groove. Chase Purdy takes second place. Ben Rose falls back to third, and Christian Eckes was able to hold off and survive the win. However, after the race, one man was not happy about it, and that was the 17 truck of Taylor Gray was hitting Christian Eckes during the pace lap after the checker flag was waved. And then Taylor Gray was marching back to the start finish line. He wanted to lay some hands on Christian Eckes and got up onto the victory lane stage, then got down to the area where Christian Eckes' truck was parked and had a few words for the 19 driver.
Don't fucking shit me on my back. You race like I fucking did you. I fucking barely got you off the bottom with tires. You know how many chances I had to shit you the fucking fence? Okay, coming back next year.
After that, Gray gave an ominous interview about what happened at Martinsville and what could happen next Friday.
Are you happy with the exchange?
With the exchange? No. I got shipped to the fence whenever I raced them perfectly clean in 1 and 2. What comes around goes around. I have to race him next year all year long. So, I guess he's got that one for him.
What'd you say in that huddle?
It doesn't matter.
Taylor, we are 1 week away from Phoenix. What are we going to see out of you?
Clean racing.
Okay, so let's dissect this. Now, it's funny. Tricon Garage, they tweeted this, the Shaq meme with him giving a timeout when it says when the 19 truck doesn't race you cleanly or something along those lines, which is very fitting because earlier in the race, I don't know what happened, but Dean Thompson just flat out dumped his teammate Tanner Gray for no reason, just flat out dumped him, and then Gray hits Brett Moffitt. They both crash. Again, this is just throwing that out there. Y'all can do what you want with that, but about that incident, first off, I'm sorry, I gotta say this. What Christian Eckes did, there was nothing wrong with that. It reminds me so much of Martinsville in 2018 when Joe Logano bumped and moved Truex Jr. out of the way, even though Truex Jr. raced him clean. Yes, that's Martinsville racing. That bumper is being used. It will be used. Now, does the format encourage this, at least in this scenario? I do partially think it does because, yes, a win is an automatic lock-in, but someone should have told the 19 truck of Christian Eckes, hey, you're up by plus 57. If you finish second or third, you're good. You're still going to advance. And the reason why I say that is because this. While I don't feel as though what Christian Eckes did was anything wrong, even though Martin said ethics is gone in racing nowadays, he does have a point, but at the same time, I'd argue that it's short track racing. It's Martinsville. And the way NASCAR has kind of created this new culture of the truck series with young drivers just going all out, hard, winning you're in, the playoff format kind of forcing you to race for wins and not settle for anything else. On a real, how stupid are you, Christian Eckes? Because while what you did, maybe, yes, you could say, listen, it's short track racing. And that's a fair argument. How stupid are you to create an enemy for Phoenix? Because you heard what Taylor Gray, he said, I mean, hey, listen, they're going to get it. So I think the 17 trucks team said to him, calm down. We will get them at Phoenix next week when it hurts. NASCAR, I'm telling you right now, you can do all that you want to, but Taylor Gray is going to get Christian Eckes in some way, shape, or form. Whether egregious or not, Christian Eckes is going to get something from Taylor Gray, and it's not going to be good. Eckes, how stupid are you? Why would you create an enemy when he's not racing for anything? He doesn't care. You, on the other hand, are racing for a title. At least if Gray were to win that race, he can't go out of his way to worry about you because he has to worry about his own race. He has to worry about racing for a championship. But now you took him out of contention, and he's pissed. His sole intention next Friday is to make sure that you don't win a championship. Yes, you got the win. You got the grandfather clock. Congratulations. But unless you have a rocket, which, let's be honest, the 19 truck this season have been on a flyer, you better pray you are nowhere near the 17 truck of Taylor Gray. Because if Gray is anywhere near you, I guarantee you he's going to make sure he gets use out of Christian Eckes. Because with how Taylor Gray, and he has every right to be pissed. I mean, he was taken out of a contention to race for a championship by a guy that was basically locked in. I mean, he was plus 57. He could fall back to 25th and he would still be good. And that's another thing. Someone should have told Christian Eckes, listen, you're plus 57. You don't need to race, especially a playoff driver or any driver. You don't need to race him like that. Listen, if they move you, then fine, they move you. We're already heading to Phoenix. We're already racing for something bigger, a championship. You don't need to race like that. So while, yes, it's a double-edged sword. Yes, what Christian Eckes did, I feel like was fine. You know, maybe a little bit too much, but at the same time, I thought it was nothing egregious. It wasn't like he dumped him, not like what Bowman did to Hamlin in 2021 or what Hamlin did to Elliott in 2017. It wasn't like that. But you have to think, use your head. If I move him out of the way like that and take him out of contention to race for a championship, you know damn well he's going to try and get you back. Christian Eckes is not a monster. What he did was nowhere near what Ty Gibbs did 2 years ago. Let's get that out of the way. What Christian Eckes did was, in my eyes, normal Martinsville racing. Bump and run, move a driver the way. All right, we've seen a move like that happen so many times. But Christian Eckes, you're an idiot. You are an idiot. You better pray to God you have a rocket of a race truck on Friday, or else Taylor Gray is going for you and you only. If he had, especially, I mean, considering that Corey Heim, his teammates racing for a championship. I'm just saying, I honestly believe championship 4 on Friday, the 98, the 11, or the 9 truck is going to win the championship. I will be shocked if Christian Eckes wins the title next Friday because, yeah, Taylor Gray, he says, I'll get you next week. All right, next week then. That's a warning. That is a big, fat, red flag warning that he is going to take your ass out. Not to dinner, but to a wall.